never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is gonna go. It's classic conversations with JT and Lo. You never know which way the rhetoric is going. Classic conversations with JT and Lo.
Hey, we on. Dwayne, I can't hear. Hopefully on. I didn't get a chance to turn my TikTok on. Dwayne just said we on.
We not
Ain't
on
giving
air
no-
though, are we?
He said it's a clap. Usually mean we on there, ain't it?
Right, because
Huh?
did he do a mic check?
No, we ain't do none of that. So, he didn't put me on the screen. So let me get my screen up, folks.
Right.
But Classic Conversation with JT and Lo. As you can see, JT's not here tonight. As you can see,
That's
Ask
a
a
red
Cop.
light though, is it on?
Huh?
I'm so confused.
What?
Are we on that?
He said we on there.
Oh, it
I-
looks red up there.
I ain't pulled it up yet, so but yeah, we rocking and rolling. I'm trying to find myself
okay.
too.
The
But-
element of surprise.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
way.
yeah. See that? See how bright that is? Woo.
So anyway, Classic Conversation with JT and Lo.
And
I'm
Jose.
about to throw it your way.
Jose.
Yeah, we live, Jose. There it go right there. We live and popping. Lovely Jose is in the building. JT is on his way, or should be in San Marcos. Where that play was at? What was that play? Some island. JT is on some island for the play. Was it? It was guys. Oh, I want you. Okay. Oh, Shell of a Man. I wasn't sure which one. Which one is it? JT's on an island somewhere for his play. We'll put it that way. Ask a Cop. We're gonna send out a APB out on him. You know what I mean? To figure out where he's at. But in the
What
meantime,
you need ask a cop for when you got Lady Cop?
Lady Cop. That's what Frank
Make it
calls.
make sense.
Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Say no more, Lady Cop. Say no more, Lady Cop. Well, Lady Cop is in the building. How you doing, Mr. Zay?
I'm doing really good.
Would you turn yours on?
We had an awesome week, and I'm just saying I had an awesome week with Uptown
Oh.
at all the shows.
Tell us about it. Tell us about what you experienced this week, Zay.
Man, I went to look, y'all. Now I'm not good with these names or these venues.
Right.
So one of the venue was at the restaurant.
Traditions Global
Traditions Global Cuisine on Tuesday nights. That was awesome. Food was good. And the entertainers were top notch as always. The vibes was nice. And then you had something on Wednesday.
Two things on Wednesday, actually.
Well,
Yeah, one.
you probably can be in two places at one time.
I couldn't, but we had two
Okay,
events
okay.
going on at the same time.
I couldn't. Yeah. So what was those events?
Was at KOD for Positive K's
Right.
Wednesday night show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at Central Station for Cash's show.
Yeah. So the Positive K, that's a dope show. Definitely. I think you have Sunshine, my boo, and D'Amico. Mm. And then Saturday, KOD. Watch both of those shows. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was dope. What'd you think about the Saturday night show, though?
You had me in these streets
You was out,
trying to support all my chromies.
you was out those streets.
When I tell you that show on Saturday, you said which one or just both of them?
Just in general.
In general, it was so good. The audience was good, good energy. The jokes, I was literally in tears. Now, a little background, guys. Like, I have always went to comedy shows. Whenever they come in town, I'm one of those people. I'm going to all the big names. Well, now my money's just a little bit funny. So being able just to get out during the week at a reasonable price to see some comedians, that's where it's at. I don't have to spend $200 on a ticket. I can spend like $25, $40, $50 on a ticket and feel safe. All the venues were in.
Next to blow.
We're in good locations. So parking was good. Free parking. We know that's a big deal.
How about that?
Free parking. Because if you know, like I know, if you go to Atlanta, you paying $25 on up. And you might not get a good spot. So, yeah.
Yeah, we stressed that at the venue, particularly the Saturday night one, for the customer base, give them that. And, it makes it easier. People appreciate it more. And, as long as you get there at a certain time. And after a certain time, they're going to
It's going to be a little, right.
But if you get there in time for the comedy show, you'll be good.
Mm-hmm. You mean for the parking or?
For the parking.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
For the parking. So, but it was a good thing. It was a cool experience. Saturday night was the first really official Uptown Comedy Corner Road show. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because it's a weekend show. We had your headliner and but it was dope. It was really dope. I agree with what you said in terms of it had a really good turnout. The people came for comedy, once they realized whatever room it's in, it's a venue. You know what I mean? And as long as it's a venue for comedy, it's a venue for comedy. So I think it went really well. I was really happy about it. We got really good reviews. So it was a good deal.
The thing about KOD, after you see a great comedy show, you get to see ass, if you want to.
If you choose to. if you so choose, it's definitely made available for you. That is 100% correct. If you so choose, you don't have to leave. What's the old thing say? After the party, it's the after party. So you definitely have the option of staying for the after party, but or you can leave out immediately after the show. But it was cool. It was a great experience. I was glad to get that under our belt so that we have something to kind of grow off of because it's just the beginning. It's literally just the beginning. of the things we want to do with the Uptown Comedy Corner Road Show. So I am excited about that. So normally JT and I, we start, during football season, we kind of do a quick little breakdown of how our particular teams did and how the season went, or the week went for the season. I don't know how much of a sports woman you are, but from the shaking of your head.
The closest that I will get to sports is that if there is an athlete out there that's single. And you got to be old to know what this means.
Copy that.
Back in the day,
Thank
I
you,
used
sir.
to watch all those games, and I don't see how y'all do it, because I'd be ready to have a heart attack when your team is down to the wire. No,
Or it can
I'm
be
not gonna be
nerve-wracking.
able to do it.
Yeah,
Chest pounding. I'm from Louisville. They used to say cardiac cards, because you'd be about ready to have a heart attack, trying to see how they're gonna wrap it all up and pull a win out.
All those things are true. Which kind of makes it, that's kind of where the excitement is, though.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
You're rooting for your team, and I'm gonna tell you what really has changed. It changed sports up tremendously. Dwayne can appreciate this, is how you look at sports now with fantasy, because it may not even be your team, but you're rooting for players on other teams. You know what I mean? So you find yourself rooting, watching games that really have no significance in your football, world, but because it's your fantasy team, I need this player to do well. Just like right now, I'm playing against a guy that has both Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry on his team. You know what I mean? I'm up by like 30, 40 points, but these guys can get that. So it has me watching the game more so just the wins and loss, but how well these players do.
I never knew that that's what the fantasy leagues were. I met a group of people a couple of weeks ago. I was out, and they had the championship belt. One of the guys was carrying the championship belt. He said for the fantasy, I want to say fantasy football, but I don't. Guys, don't
thing?
hold me to it, because I don't know exactly. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but it was one of the games.
That's a real thing. I was in a fantasy football league for years where not only did they have a championship belt or a trophy, but they also had the baby. They would literally mail out a little fake baby to whoever had the lowest points. They called them the baby, and they would mail you the baby. Yeah, mail it, luckily I never got the baby, but they literally mail a baby, a little fake baby doll, whoever had the lowest points for their league. So that's how serious they take this. And the fans, they can get real deal serious. Well, you get that notebook on my desk and a pen, please. I straight forgot it. But yeah, man, it can get like that. But quick recap on my end. Steelers did win this week. We bounced back from last week's loss. I wasn't pleased with how we won, but you'll take a win however you get it in NFL. But how we won wasn't very pleasing to the eye. You know what I mean? It wasn't pleasing to the eye at all. To get 5 turnovers and for the game to still come down to the last drive of the game is a problem. We got 5 turnovers and still had to come down to the end of the game to win. So that's not good. Defense did okay. They still struggling a little bit with the run, but T.J. Watt finally got his first sack since early last season. Late last season. But we'll take the 2-1. Aaron Rodgers threw some dimes. The Falcons look like hot garbage. Shame on them. Spencer Neal just left here from his podcast, and he broke down the Falcons pretty, it was accurately depicted of how bad they played, and it's a shame. You come off a big win with Minnesota to get beat. Listen, you'll get beat 30-0. It should have been 2 weeks against Buffalo. It will be against your rival team, the Carolina Panthers. Man, that's crazy. So that was disappointing to watch them get whooped like that. JT's Giants went 0-3. Russell Wilson went from throwing almost 300 yards to he couldn't throw the ball from me to Dwayne. It's just a matter of time, man.
You said that with confidence.
Cause he just right now all Russell Wilson is doing is just throwing a deep ball. And that was the problem with us last year. It was either deep ball or bust. That's it. If that deep ball don't connect, there's nothing else. He has nothing else. And then they brought in Jackson Dart, this young rookie, who's gonna eventually take the job. But they brought him in to do running plays. But then they got to the goal line and they pulled him out to put Russell Wilson in to run a third down run. I was like, who are y'all gonna fool with that? Russell can't run away from nobody no more. So
wow.
God bless you, Giant fans. It gotta be frustrating but I just said the Falcons too. So God bless both of y'all. Some people listening to Spencer Neal a minute ago, man, really had me laughing because it makes people who really have, like the Steel organization is a true organization. It makes us kind of take things for granted. When you hear somebody like that talk about just how bad other organizations are, you be like, well, maybe it ain't so bad. Maybe it ain't so bad. So I'm sorry to my Falcon friends, but your team looked like hot garbage. Just simple as that. It was a lot of upsets this past week, Dwayne. Cleveland Browns beat the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay was they already darn near crowned them NFC champions, and they lose to the lowly Cleveland Browns after being up. Trying to think of any other major upsets. There was a couple of them, though. The Eagles supposed to have lost the game, but they blocked not one but 2 field goal attempts, which was crazy. It's crazy to get one block, but 2 in the same back-to-back. That's bananas. So anyway, it was some good football this weekend. It's always good football for me when my team wins.
Okay, but how would that actually be good?
What do you mean?
And what I mean by that is if your team always wins, what's the fun in that? What's the fun in not being challenged?
Well, there is no team like that.
Right, exactly.
There's teams that have
That's why you
periods.
Watch it, right?
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots had periods where they just kept winning over and over again. We had that years ago. It's been a long time when you had just that kind of success.
But they always lose some, though, right?
But we're talking about there's teams that win championships, there's teams that win games, and then there's teams that just constantly lose. You never want to be on the one that just constantly loses. You may not win the championship, but you want to be in contention. You want to be a team that you feel like at the beginning of the season, we got a shot. You don't want to be that team that week 3, week 4, you're already talking about who we drafted. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that team.
Of course.
Just like the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns are 10. That's why I hate Shador went there, because Cleveland Browns is an organization where quarterbacks go to die. That's where they go. If you want to go die as a quarterback, go to Cleveland Browns. Look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield looked like a league MVP because he was rescued from Cleveland. He had a chance to rejuvenate his career. Who wants to go to Cleveland Browns? I'm just sorry. But
I mean, that's why you have to have other things that make you who you are, right? You can't just identify with what you do.
In terms of what?
Just as a person, right? Because like you said, if he's there and his career dies, then who is he if he only identifies himself as someone that should be playing football?
Well, unfortunately, most times you just get labeled as a bust, especially if you are a top draft pick. Now if you're some low level player and you go there and you don't do well, so be it. But when you're the top pick of the entire draft and you go there and it don't work out, you're labeled a bust. That's how it is. It changes everything about your career, and for some, it's life changing. Especially if you don't save your money, because Sheesh. You know, look at Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel was supposed to be the hero in Cleveland, and now he's labeled a bust. You know, for how NFL standards go, because he went to that organization where quarterbacks go to die. Somehow, I hope Shador Sanders get rescued from Cleveland. I'm telling you, I just can't see how anybody can say the organization, because they're just bad internally. They're bad internal organization. So, anywho, that's my sports rant. Outside of hate Atlanta Dream loss. They lost Indiana Fever. But here's an interesting thing when we talk about Indiana Fever. I mean, when we talk about Indiana Fever, right? Caitlin Clark has been missing since at least midway through the season. And Indiana Fever still continue to win, are in the playoffs, and just won a series for the first time in like 2014 or something, long time ago. So it's just interesting. And you remember Caitlin Clark, right?
I remember y'all talking about her.
Okay, Caitlin Clark was the young lady, white female basketball player from Iowa. And there was a whole bunch of hype, and they made her and Angel Reese basically. Right. They put them as enemies. And
they played them against each other.
Completely. And so Caitlin Clark was supposed to have been the WNBA savior. You know, and Angel Reese, they labeled as a bust. Well, Angel Reese's team hasn't done very well. And Clayton Clark did do really well when she was playing last year. She did help rejuvenate that organization. But it's just interesting how they're not really talking about Indiana as they once were, even though they're winning. You know what I mean? And they just won a playoff series. Unfortunately, they beat Atlanta to get there. But they're not really hyping it up because and the girl, what's her name, Boston, is balling, and the other young lady, these young ladies are balling. They're doing all this stuff without Caitlin Clark, but it's quiet. Trust and believe. If Clayton Clark would have
those are black girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we've said this. Me and Ask a Cop have said this a few times. And really, with the climate, with everything that's going on, with some of the subjects we're going to talk about, it's obvious that they rig all our media to go in whatever direction that they want it to go, right? They literally show us, and even with all these mergers that's going on, they're trying to take over our media. They're literally trying to take over the media to where we will not be getting half the information that we're getting now.
Okay.
So yeah, them not showing that them girls are doing it without the white savior. Does that surprise anyone?
No, it doesn't. It's just, you know, some conversations just deem as interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's one of the ones that you just deem as, isn't that interesting? How it's not being hyped up because, you know, she's not the center of attention right now. And I'm pretty sure some people already wrapped the season up figuring, they're not going to do anything because Caitlin's out. But Caitlin's out, and they still balling, and they even made the playoffs, and then they mess around and won a playoff series without her. So it's just one of those conversations make you say, that's all. Just makes you say,
I heard a whole lot of phones going on.
Yeah, I was getting a call come in. But that was a nice segue you just did there, Jose, when you talk about the media and the power of. So, the biggest news story I would say of the week, outside of, you know, the one from last week that's continued, but this, I guess, is a piggyback of that one, right? The big story of the week was simply the canceling of Jimmy Kimmel. So last week, you know, we discussed the fact that, you know, Charlie Kirk was killed while giving a speech in Utah, and Jimmy Kimmel, without even mentioning Charlie Kirk's name, was really going over some of the things of being a comedian, doing what Jimmy Kimmel does,
Right.
which is be a comedian, be funny about real life stuff. Same thing he does every night. But apparently because one of his jokes kind of tied in, or not even, it was mentioned about the Charlie Kirk murder to the MAGA to, what 47's affiliation and all this stuff. It got people so up in arms that they've canceled. They had canceled Jimmy Kimmel's show. So, and
They tried it.
they canceled it based on what you were saying a minute ago in terms of
Trying to control the media.
trying to control the media, the silencing of
Trying
it.
to control the narrative of what our country is about. And it didn't work because as soon as it happened, I am proud of America for this. People immediately went into a boycott of Disney. Disney lost $3.8 to $4 billion, supposedly, over this boycott. So Jimmy Kimmel is back on next Tuesday.
Tomorrow, actually.
I thought it was next week. I thought it was next Tuesday.
Oh, maybe I read it
I think
wrong,
it's next Tuesday.
But before we get into the result of it,
Okay.
talk about what the immediate thought of the actual cancellation. What was your thoughts when they actually canceled him?
I'm gonna be honest. I was not surprised because I really do think they're about to start censoring us. We talked about this. You might not remember, but I brought this up last week. They are trying to censor us. It's not gonna be freedom of speech much longer, especially with them trying to acquire all these networks. So it did not surprise me at all. What surprised me was the American people that came together. I wish they would do that more, right? When we are in the media being attacked, Joy Reid and some of these other journalists. But at least they did come to back him up because ABC is owned by Disney. And they said, you're not going to do that. You are not going to censor this person because we do have freedom of speech. And it's a snowball effect. If you don't say something about one person, then you can get caught up in that snowball. They have the snowball coming down the hill and it gets bigger and bigger, right? And to where it can start smashing other people. So I do believe that was the right thing to do, to boycott them. Because I'm just really shocked with how this justice system has been moving forward. The other thing, because you not only do you have these people on air that are being prosecuted and taken off, you also have judges that have been taken down. So how did they even go and retaliate against that? Right? When it does happen. The other thing is, I thought about, I'm always thinking about the little people. I've been thinking about the people that just put something on their Facebook page. They're not in the public spotlight. They are just regular people like me and you. And they put something on their page and they were fired from their government jobs. And they may not get their job back because they don't have the public to boycott. What would they boycott at that point, right? But they don't have that behind them. And on top of that, I don't think he is a person of color. I say that because I don't know if he's mixed with something or what have you, because I don't really follow him.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Yeah, I know he's
Jewish.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. That's why I didn't want to automatically say,
Jewish.
that he was a white man or what have you. So we don't have those protections. We don't have those people behind us when we exercise our freedom of speech.
But even bigger than that, and here's something that number one fan brought up in a conversation about this the other day is when the Jimmy Kimmel cancellation was done, it canceled Jimmy Kimmel's show and canceled Jimmy Kimmel, right? Jimmy Kimmel is a multi-millionaire.
That's my point.
But what about the producer of the show, the writers of the show, the setup people, the bathroom people, the custodian? What about all the other people that also lost a job or potentially had lost a job because you canceled the show? But there's a whole lot of other people who are affiliated that aren't Jimmy Kimmel, that aren't multimillionaires. You didn't care nothing about. What about them?
I mean, but that still goes back to what I'm saying. They do not care, right? If they're finding regular people, let alone the staff. I mean, those are regular people, I would say. Like you said, because they are not millionaires. When I say regular people, I just mean people that are not wealthy, that actually maybe need their job. They don't give a damn.
Right.
I say it all the time that America is the real savages. And America's always trying to show us that they can take anything that we have if we don't stay in line.
100%.
And it's really sad. It's really sad. It's really disappointing that we work so hard for this country and we still have no protections.
No, that's facts. I thought about the removal of Jimmy Kimmel, and what was intriguing was the protest you mentioned, right? You said, I'm very proud of America. But then you said something else right behind that, which made my alarm go off even more, is you compared, you said, not necessarily compared it, but you said, but what about Joy Reid? What about the other people who were recently removed basically because of what they have been saying? You know what I mean? Where's their protest?
Correct.
Why? Like when we say we're proud of something, and it's like, but what about they didn't stick up for them?
Correct.
They didn't come to their defense.
Correct. Now
they didn't cancel. They didn't cancel subscriptions, and
maybe that's another issue, right? Maybe because and I am in no way someone that is racist or prejudiced. Let me say this first, because I feel like that we all should have the same rights. What I will say is that when you said he's Jewish, that makes a lot of sense. Because whenever you have any type of persecution of Jews in the media, there's an immediate repercussion, right? So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, again, it just is kind of the point. Is it's still America being selective?
Yes.
And it's like when you compare protests, right? Like what does a protest look like? Is this what a protest looks like? What just happened with Jimmy Kimmel? Is that what a protest looks like? How fast they were to cancel their subscriptions. The number I saw was 4.7 billion. You know what I mean? How fast they were willing to do it for what they feel is unjust. And even some of the people on the right have come out and said, well, no, we don't want that. We don't want, because basically you're saying everything that they're harping about, gun laws and the right for free speech, you just challenge one of them majorly. You got a caller? Go ahead, caller.
What's up? What's up?
There he is. Brother Knight, what you know good, sir?
What, nothing? I was calling, I called Lowe last week, messing with him about what we gonna do with the NFL.
Right. Tell him what you meant by that.
Well, They gave Charlie Kirk a stadium. He got the stadium to host his goddamn what's his name, and he a racist white boy. And everybody died, can't get the stadium. And they did half mass. They did a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk at the NFL stadiums. Jerry Jones, a moment of silence. He had something to say. And I'm like, man, you hear what this man talk about black people? And y'all gonna honor this man as if he like a martyr? And I'm saying, what black people gonna do? You niggas jumping up and down and running up and down that rectangle for that white man, and he steady calling you a nigga in every way but saying the N-word. And you steady, yes, boss, I was gonna do the good dance for you. You talking about 16 people starting in the NFL, quarterbacks and all this, man. And I'm saying this, we ain't gotta stop watching. We ain't gotta stop playing. But we got to do something.
I agree.
And you see, Jimmy Kimmel got his job back. Hell, they fired that white boy for 2 days. Them motherfuckers' stock went down.
Hey.
Hulu stock subscriptions got canceled. You see what I'm saying? And now niggas saying, give me two more Jimmy Jones t-shirts, Jerry Jones t-shirts. Raise the price, I'll pay it again.
All right.
Ain't nobody turned in you can vote with your dollar, you can vote in the ballot box, you can vote with your dollar, and you can vote with your presence. Maybe you're a season ticket holder, man, and you just decide, you know what, I'm just watch at home. Or I'm just stay in the parking lot. I mean, you gotta do something. They're honoring these racist white people, man. And we so
we have no organizers. We have no organizers.
Well, Stacey Abrams said this. We don't need leaders, we need leadership.
I agree.
And what she was saying is leaders are going to be flawed. Leadership can be anybody who chooses to be the leader.
Yes.
I mean, Jimmy Kimmel got fired for a 3-second thing and the stock price dropped. God damn, this man honored Charlie Kirk, and they done raised the price on every goddamn ticket this year. And can't stop selling them.
And
I said, man, what we gonna do?
And did you see that they're trying to pass a bill for a Charlie Kirk, some kind of Charlie Kirk holiday?
Wow.
Yeah. After
It's
Trump
selective. It's selective outrage because we had our 47th school shooting on that same day, and we have heard more about Charlie Kirk and who's speaking out against Charlie Kirk than we've heard about the school shooting. What does that tell you about what is
that
important?
white folks gonna be white folks as long as white folks is white?
Come on. All right, come on.
And the question is, what are we gonna do about it?
I agree. I totally agree with that because that's what I was thinking about. I thought we talked a little bit about this last week, that I just think that one of the things I talked to Lo about is that a lot of times the churches are villainized now. And I really think that's by design because we used to organize within our churches. A lot of those pastors, they hold big audiences. And so that's where we used to gain some of our power and our community meetups and when we were trying to organize and see what we were going to do for our people. And so now, where are we when people don't even want to go to church and they don't want to trust the pastor? And it goes back to what you said. Stacey Abrams says we need leaders.
Pastor fucking more than Hugh Hefner.
Huh? What'd you say?
Pastor getting more pussy than Hugh Hefner. Shit, who want to believe him?
Okay, but that's the thing that's messed up. I'm gonna be real with you. What's messed up about that is that Clinton was getting coochie. Okay. Kennedy was getting coochie. What does that have to do with somebody saying, let's get together and let's fight this. Just because a man like Coochie has nothing to do with
No. The reason I brought that up is because I think the moral integrity of the church has lost its glimmer.
I understand, and that's what I'm saying. That's
church
the attack,
compromised
though.
too much.
But that is the attack, because if you can attack this person and say he has no credibility, then where do we stand in our communities when nobody else is standing up?
We can stand up, but I'm saying this about church. This is my opinion.
I know, I understand.
I think King, regardless of his imperfections, truth be told, he was a man of conviction. Now he may have did 10 things and 9 of them would have been right and one or two was wrong, right? And he acknowledged him. He working on them. But you couldn't say, hey King, if you talk about the Vietnam War, we're gonna take your check away. Oh, take that money. You ask one of these dudes who's making this money, hey, we're gonna pull the rug up under if you say that. Oh man, I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it.
And that's my point. If perfection is the only thing that's gonna make you a leader, if black people are looking at, oh, this person is imperfect, then that would mean we have no leaders. And that's all I'm saying. That would mean we have no leaders, right?
That's why I said we gotta have leadership, because leadership don't. Yeah. Go ahead, sister.
No, I'm agreeing with you. So we'll say leadership, but it's still a leader, right? We'll still say leadership. If we try to attack and try to find something wrong, which is what we do, right? And that's what keeps us stagnant, because we can find something wrong. Then that leaves us with no one that's willing to stand on this totem pole and take these hits and help to organize and guide us, right? I tell Lo all the time that I have a lot of respect for pastors, because they do take a beat down. They take a beat down within the public eye. But I personally think that's by design, that they want us to feel this way about our leaders. They would glorify someone that's rapping about selling dope and everything else, right? They'll put these people on a pedestal and tell you that your pastor is no good. So the words that he's saying are no good. A person can be flawed and still be right and still have some leader. I don't know any leaders that have been flawless, except for maybe my President Obama. I'm just playing, because he was still flawed. He was still flawed. But I'm just saying, if that's the standard, then where does that leave us? That's all I'm saying.
But this is what I'm saying about leadership. And I take Jamal Bryant has took a stance, right? Mm-hmm. Jamal Bryant got, boom, boom, boom. Barack Obama, let me say this in a sensitive way. Mm-hmm. He is a charismatic leader that can get people to listen, and he can mobilize. But I don't think he takes a position with the things that are going on. He doesn't take a hard stance. And I think he can really do more with his position of power and leadership.
That man's probably tired.
Well, so is Jamal Bryant.
Tired.
I'm not gonna make no excuse for him. I told Jamal, but let's take it this.
Jamal Bryant's a hoe. Is Jamal Bryant not a hoe?
No, I don't know, but let's say this. President Barack Obama was at the inauguration. Uh-huh. Michelle Obama was at home. Mm-hmm. She said, man, I ain't about to kiki with this dude, and he's saying all this crazy stuff about me and my family and this. I'm cool. I understand you went to Jimmy Carter funeral and you paid to respect Jimmy Carter and you kikiing all in the paper. But man, you ain't got to go to that inauguration. Who said you got to be there? Well, I got to. Now you want to come out, this man and did everything he said he going to do foolish. He said everything he said he going to do foolish, he doing it. And now you want to speak up. Nah, it's too late, bruh. It's too late. You was late on the scene with Kamala Harris. Then you go to inaugurate. I'm just saying now, that's what I mean by leadership. Leadership is like this. Hey man, my dad wasn't the perfect person. My mom wasn't the perfect person. But you better have your ass in the streetlights come on. You better follow. You better act the fool up in that schoolhouse. It was certain things you just weren't gonna do and come home. That's leadership. It don't matter what kind of person I am. And certain values got to be upheld. And I think part of the problem is black people. When we get back to NFL, we are out of alignment with our memory and where we going as a people.
I agree. Because like I said,
We out of
I don't
alignment
even know why
with
y'all
our
are supporting
history.
the NFL still.
Hey, ever since Kaepernick, I ain't seen the game.
Oh, that's what's up, brother. That's what's up. Because that's what I've been
And I ain't
asking.
seen
I'm
the
like,
game.
why are we back on this when they've shown us
Because
that they won't
I think
handle
the
us?
game, and then they pay us the least amount of money. We got the worst contracts in
Yes.
professional sports, but yet we generate the most money.
Mm-hmm.
We the most dominant people in the NFL. Like without black people, there's no NFL. It's a brute sport.
I agree.
It's a brute sport. It's a skill sport. It's a physical sport, and it's a hustle sport all at the same time. And it's a beautiful thing that because football is the only football and a few other sports where a man is telling you he don't want to do this, and you got to put your will on him. An offensive lineman got to take a defensive lineman and put his will on him and force him to go a direction you want him to go with force. And the defensive lineman doing the same thing. Right? You trying to stop somebody from doing something, and they trying to stop you. You trying to stop. That's brute force.
Imposing your will upon another man.
Yeah, I agree.
I've
been saying I told my sons they could not play football. I said because it's too
I
brutal.
wouldn't say that, sister.
But
I'm just saying that's the glory of the sport.
I don't want my kids walking around with concussions, and I say you can play any sport. Why play something that we're not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother conversation. But let's circle back around to the leadership because I'm real interested in.
Leadership doesn't require you to be perfect.
I agree.
And leadership doesn't require you to have a title.
I
right?
agree.
You don't have to be the CEO.
I agree.
Leadership means I can be the janitor at a school, and when I see something wrong, I'm gonna speak up on it.
Now,
I
agree. And so the question is, where are the people that are going to stand up and be the leaders?
It's me
because
and you,
I agree.
It's all of us.
That's what I.
So
that's what I think we need to do.
Uh-huh.
We need to organize.
But let me ask y'all a quick question. Not and staying on the same topic, but also in reference to the original topic, right? And I've seen the clips, I've read some stuff, but I haven't seen anything specifically to say what leadership group, what actual protest march, what actually was done to motivate all those people to cancel their subscriptions, or that they simply just do it. And I don't know the answer. I'm asking if anybody's aware, because you say you need leaders. You need somebody, we need leadership. You know what I mean? We just watched somebody get removed and back on in a matter of days based on what? Money.
Stock prices.
Money talks. That's all America cares about.
So my point is,
and people, and just
what was the movement? What was there? Are y'all aware? Number one fan, are you aware of anybody aware of an actual movement that made people do this, or did they just do it? I'm just curious.
I think the social media thing was big.
Okay.
I think a lot of people reached out and said, it's freedom of speech, freedom of speech. Jimmy Kimmel should be able to say what he want to say, right? Freedom of speech. And it was a natural instinct when you in tune with if you in tune with that's what I mean by we don't have a loss of memory. If you are in tune with your memory and your history of where you've been, and certain things smell, look, or taste like it used to be, you don't do that. So when America heard Jimmy Kimmel's off, who's got 20 million followers on YouTube, and they said, well, if they do that to Jimmy Carter, including Cruz was saying stuff like this is wrong, and he's a Trumpster.
Yep.
People on both sides of the aisle saying, man, that's wrong. So, but this is the thing. We have forgotten that white people don't like us. Wasn't no white people getting their head bust during the Montgomery bus.
Come on,
no, that's the truth.
No, I agree.
White folks don't like us.
I agree with
you. We
you.
have forgotten that white folks don't like us. White folks was not riding.
Not like us. America just wants our resources. I tell everybody, we are the commodity. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So anything they give us is for them to make some money. It's for them to get over to profit.
We forgot
off of it.
That when we was in the Montgomery bus boycott, wasn't no white people boycotting. Who was white saying, you know what, I'm not gonna ride that bus either. When during the civil rights movement in 68, 65, when George Floyd got killed, right? That was the largest outcry by white people for black racism since Emmett Till. And it really wasn't nothing but saying that was wrong. They what legislation came from that, right? What economic changes came from that? What did white people do differently on how they spend their money, how they're going to vote to be against anti-black racism? And to me, if a white person walking you walk in Walmart, you see a white person, I'm assume that he a white American, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And when I get to know this white person, if he wants to be my friend or have my respect, I want to see his resume of what have you done to stand up for what you believe in anti-black racism. Because I'm a black man. You can't be my friend and talk about you supporting racist shit.
I totally agree. I'm the same way.
So what white organizations are created and designed by white people to stop white people being violent towards black people or Indian people or Chinese people? Where is the white NAACP that's white only? Where is the white Nation of Islam? Where is the white church protesting anti-black racism? So until you got a resume to show me that you were...
Yeah, that's the only way that we're going to be able to conquer that is that we need...
So white people don't like us, and we must have forgotten this. We forgot white people don't like us. So when we get our memory back, we'll say, look,
for the record,
okay,
some of them like us. I got some good people I know. I'm going to be
and you ain't got the...
America...
My life for some people, I can say fuck white people. My white friends still understand what I mean. I ain't got to put no precursor on them.
Right.
Fuck whitey.
I feel you.
The white man, the devil, and the white friends I got, my aunties and all my white family, they still rocking with me because they know what I mean.
Right.
So where's the anti-white racism? Where are the organizations that step up in the cracks and say, hey, white folks, this wrong. White people, this wrong. Y'all, Jerry Jones was at the Central Arkansas thing when he got a little heat from that about he was saying, I was just a little 16-year-old kid watching. I wasn't participating. Right. But then here it is now, you come back around 50 years later, you supporting the man that said George Floyd was a scumbag. Like he deserved to die. Like he a victim of his own murder. He died because he should have died. Not because he had a neck on his neck for 9 minutes. He should have been going to jail and seeing the judge and getting the bail. Nah, he get to die now because he's a scumbag. That's a racist ass cracker.
Yeah.
And when are we going to accept that this man, and we lost our memory. We like Malcolm X say, they putting out two things he should have knew we can't in no more.
But here's the thing. Does it even, it's not even about memory because they're lynching young men right now, right? You don't have to look back. You can look at last week. So
you can look forward.
Look, I'm not gonna say that, but what I'm saying is that stuff has not stopped. We don't have to look back too far. What I think is the most for me, I'm a person that I think about how can we come to solutions. Because we can talk about this stuff all the time.
The solution is
what
black
are the
community.
Solutions and who is going to
black
stand?
Unity.
I
black
agree with
unity.
you. Who is
black
going
people
to
should have been
take
black people should have been Black people should have been standing up against Jerry Jones, and they should have been the pivot. All these ex-NFL, black NFL players who ain't got a dog in the race.
Yeah,
they could have took the leadership role and said, you know what, the NFL that could have been old Buck Dance and what's that big wide mouth nigga with ESPN with
Stephen
the big hair going bald. Stephen A. Smith. That could have been his opportunity. This could have been your boy Shannon Sharp opportunity. This could have been the pivot, who I love. This could have been a lot of black. You ain't got to get the regular players playing today. You could have got all them, the Hall of Famers coming back saying, you know what, man, the NFL disappointed me. This is an organization that got in racism on the sideline, and they supporting a racist man.
But as long as the thing is, going back to what you said, as a people, we have to learn to stand for something, right? Because we love being entertained. And so at some point we have to, back to what you were saying earlier, the shucking and jiving. At some point we have to say, no, we're done with that. We're done with accepting anything that is given to us, if we got to sacrifice our souls, if we have to sacrifice our integrity, if we have to sacrifice what the next person, because we're worried about right now, right? Enjoying ourselves right now, when these are things that are going to affect generations of us.
Come
You understand what I'm saying? Because whatever we accept right now, that affects the next person.
I'll give you this. Clarence Thomas crawled so Candace Owens could run. You see what I'm saying? And now she back on social media. She had that white boy on that Nick Fuentes said, you know what? I know you got a white husband and your children are half white, but you still a nigga. And she got to crying, and he didn't say it as vulgar as I did, but he basically told her, I still feel the same way about people, about your people. And I'm like, Candace Owens, you rebranding yourself. Now that the man got shot, you rebranding yourself. You changing your story up now. Turn it around, whatever that organization is that he had. Turn it up, whatever it was. She was a part of that. Now you see her. She bagging off that.
Right.
What's bagging up. What's your name?
Who? Too Free.
Too Free.
Too Free.
So Too Free. What is the question I have for you is, what territory are you going to claim for the movement?
When you say that, my purpose and my organizations, what I'm doing is, I'm a part of communities.
Mm-hmm.
One of Nubia, but it's an underground little thing. I work in education. I work in a public school, and I see the violence that happens every day, not physical violence.
Mm-hmm.
I see the kids 2-3 levels behind and nobody addressing the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I see the rules designed to harm Black bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I see the understanding of the gap between grade level and where our children are, and it should be an unfair treatment as far as how we spend the tax dollars to get that fixed, right? So if you got a brand new car and my car 20 years old, it should be more in our family budget for me to fix my car than your car, right? You can't just say, well, everybody gets $300.
Mm. Well, right. The way the school system is set up was still another racist act, because with redlining and all of that, and them putting us all in one neighborhood, and your schools are funded by the taxpayers in that neighborhood. So it's never going to be even.
But to make your point, my point is to create communities
mm-hmm.
where I spend my dog groomer Black, my dentist Black.
I agree.
My doctor Black, my maintenance man Black.
Mm-hmm.
My sewer man white.
Mm-hmm. I've been saying that. If you've been watching Classic Conversations, I've been saying that. I said that we need to support one another so that no one can help put their thumb on us.
And you start with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
And you have to be constantly learning, because we've been indoctrinated with this stuff before we were born. Before we understood what this was.
I agree.
It was put on us. So I would say, look at yourself in the mirror, be in constant learning. Anybody that got your seed, raise that seed with the understanding that you got from the conscience that you got from looking in that mirror and growing your own knowledge. And then you build your community out. You support Black schools, you support Black businesses where you can. For example, if you buy car insurance, State Farm is State Farm. But a Black agent and a white agent, it's all things. State Farm gonna pay the bill if I get an accident. It ain't gonna be Leroy Jones or Sebastian. They get the same cut.
That's
right. So why not choose the brother? Now, if you get less service, are you accommodating something? Now, if I'm paying for something, I want what I pay for. So if I call Leroy Jones, I expect the call back in the prompt time. If I call Sebastian and he call me back, I'm gonna go with Sebastian. But I'm gonna give Leroy the opportunity. But I'm also telling him, like, hey man, I called Sebastian, he called me back in less than an hour. You wait 3 days.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So I'm not saying go down on service, but when you get an opportunity, find out how you spend your money. Make sure if you go into a business, is it Black owned?
even what you said, somebody brought that up on one of our other podcasts. I said, you can still find somebody else within your community. If one person doesn't have good service, there's someone else that will.
And a lot of times good services come from money. Because I can buy something from Home Depot and take it back. They don't ask me no motherfucking questions. Now, they got money. They don't give a fuck. I bought a weed the other day, used it and took it back.
But that's part of the problem, right? Part of the problem is they have withheld resources from us. So when we do open some of our businesses, for you to buy a thing of shea butter from somebody, maybe twice as much what it is in Walmart. So we don't want to support one another. But this person does not have the same resources as Walmart.
Right. But we got to pick and choose.
So we have to make a choice that by any means necessary, because half that crap we don't need anyway, but by any means necessary that we will support one another, especially with the stuff that Trump is doing right now with taking all these people's jobs.
Something else? We have to be in alignment. So what I mean by that is we should be able to agree till we disagree.
Yeah.
So, for example, with gun laws, I don't think most common sense, well, you got people like that, but I don't think most people say, we're going to take guns away. No, that ain't going to work. I don't believe in that. But I can say, hey, man, let's do a mental health check. Let's do registering our guns yearly, just like you do a car registration, right? Let's do some things. There's so many common sense things that we can do. Let's make all scopes can't be made in America, so you can't shoot long shots. Let's make the extended clips illegal. I mean, I'm not saying I got the answer, but I'm saying it's too many common sense answers for us to we seeing children being killed in school, children being killed in church, children 9, 8, 7 is being executed because we won't pass gun laws. Come on now. Let's agree. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, pro-gun, anti-gun. We can agree on some things that we got to be able to pass through.
And that's what made Charlie Kirk so dangerous, right? Because he basically said that there's going to be casualties and it's okay, that the casualties are okay. But how can we be okay with the casualties being our children? How is this even possible in a place that's supposed to be, in a country that's supposed to be civilized? Why should
and you know what I knew so was wrong? When they killed them little white children up in them little Jewish white children up in Pennsylvania when Barack Obama was in office. You remember that? Some town. What's the damn town? Hope Town or I forgot the name of the town. But it was and I said, man, they killed like 15. Remember the boy, he took his mama gun and went there and crazy? I'm like, damn, they got to pass gun legislation now. Nope. I think we don't realize how white, and that senator from Missouri the other day.
How what?
Who said he's a senator from Missouri? He at the national convention, the Republican, the conservative convention, said out his mouth, if you think America's for everybody, you don't understand America. He basically laid out the senator. Hey, what about these other senators? All these people voted for this crazy man to be over the health department. Now he doing exactly what he said he was gonna do, and now the Louisiana, all them people bagging up. Well, no, you voted for this dude, man. You put this dude in office. I don't know. I can go on a tangent forever. I just think we got to be together on what we can be together in, and when we not together in, we ain't got to agree on.
Here's my point, though. Back to what I was saying. I agree with you. I think you're 100% correct, but I think that people need to start stepping up, because we can talk about this all day long. If no one is saying, okay, let's organize, even if I'm organizing for the people in my subdivision to come together, and what can we do? There has back to, I'm gonna use your words, people have to start taking leadership seriously, because we can talk about this stuff till we're blue in the face. The only thing that changes anything is action. Just like this thing with Jimmy Kimmel.
And we gotta
when people start saying, this is what I'm gonna do, and this is what I'm not going to do. Even with the whole thing with Target, that actually worked. But at the same time, it hurt all the black people that were selling products in Target. So we need people that have common sense, that are willing to put their neck out there, start organizing, because we are some of the most people with the most ingenuity and heart. Black people, we love, we forgive easily, but we have to know that, like,
Too easy
there's a
sometimes.
time to come together and to fight as well, right?
Minister Farrakhan said this. Elie Wiesel, who wrote Night, who was in the Jewish Holocaust, said there must be a time for hate. You must hate the wickedness. He was talking about the Nazis. You must hate the wickedness of the Nazis. You must hate them. This Elie Wiesel, who went to every university, had won a Nobel Peace Prize, but he said it's a time for hate, right? And it's not that we have to hate, but we have to be willing to work with one another with the same grace, because everybody had been to McDonald's and got their order messed up and ain't stopped going, or whatever fast
Exactly.
food. Everybody had been to Home Depot and got a rude customer and return that and go back and go get another one. Everybody had been to a multi-white something and got treated ill.
Exactly. But if a
We
black
have to
person
just-
crosses you or doesn't
Right.
give you, then you're not gonna support them anymore.
And we got to start advertising like Elijah Muhammad said, we got to start, he said, if you put a clean glass of water and a dirty glass of water, we've been conditioned to drink the dirty water. We have to get the clean
agree.
water,
I agree.
and we have to advertise that. Our social media should be what's positive in our community. And it's happening. It's just where we at in time. And we need more. Like, Trump is going to expedite our unity with one another, believe it or not. And we're going to have a tough time for a few more years. But I think 10 years from now, this may be one of the best things that happen to us, because he's really showing you where the cracks is at in America. He's showing you what America really is. And you can't deny it.
But when did they
You can't
know?
deny you seeing Mexicans. People in denial. You see Mexicans, these Latin people. These Latin people is working at home, is going to school and being put out the country.
Yeah.
You got people who not even gonna say you need $100,000 to come back with HB. Then all these companies say, man, if you out of the country, come back now. And this man is out. This man. This is what Stacey Abrams said. 77 million people voted for Trump. 75 million people voted for Kamala. But 90 million people didn't vote at all.
How about
We ain't
that?
gonna change the 77 million, but if we can go get that 90 million,
There
and
was
we can convert
definitely
that
voters
90 million.
missing. I agree.
Yes.
I remember looking at
90
the
million
numbers.
registered voters. 90 million. We got to get them people. And we ain't got, and the only thing gonna keep us safe, let me stop. The only thing gonna keep us safe is me take care of me take care of my family, me take care of my brother, my sister, and creating a community from that. Because when I ain't got, my brother got. Your son is my son. If I see your son get off the bus, I make sure he get home safe.
Yeah.
That might be my only contribution. Hey, if I see your yard not cut, I'm gonna cut your grass along with my grass. I'm gonna have my son come over there and cut your grass for whatever reason. If you sick, I'm gonna bring some food to you. If I'm sick, you're gonna bring some food to me. We gotta be brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And wherever we can participate, man, if it's just holding the door for a black woman every time she come out, just hold the door for her. Good day, sister. If that's your only contribution,
Yeah.
and that's the spirit of the people, just imagine what people who can do more would do.
But that's why they're
we
using
got
social media to divide us. That's the
to divide,
whole
and
point.
and our mind is warped.
Because if it's like men against women, right? The unity, I mean, the power is in the unity of the black men and black women. So if they can separate that, it's divide and conquer.
And I tell you this, who you couldn't tell me if you took genres, if you took the black woman, and not saying it's not possible, and the black woman gets to a position of authority or leadership, which means she's a CEO, she's the head of, she's a politician, she's the business owner. you will find less black women with character flaws than any other group of people. Not only are they the most educated, they got the least amount of. She's not gonna cheat on her husband. That's the least likely thing she's likely to do. She the least likely to be in jail or misappropriating funds is the black woman.
Come
She
on.
the most educated.
Come on. Yeah. Come on.
You could. They talk all that shit about Kamala Harris, but she ain't got the flaws that no president had before her, except probably Barack. Any white man that ran for office ain't got the record she got. They talking about Ketanji Brown. That woman's resume is impeccable. Impeccable. From high school to today.
Yeah.
You look at black women in leadership positions and you'd be like, damn.
I
could
know.
take against any white man. Jeff Bezos, any one of the presidents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Black women are leading in
but
college and getting degrees.
And in good character.
People that are going, on the rise.
You hear what I'm saying? Black women are leading in good character.
I agree with you.
She in good character.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got black women. Who black out here with a scandal? What black woman you know that got a scandal to their name because they done stole somebody's money? They was at the Epstein Island.
I'm sure.
What black woman you know?
I'm sure it's somebody out there, but
Epstein Island.
But we ain't gonna mention them.
They out there. I know they out there, but
look, my shirt says I stand for women's rights and women's wrongs.
But look, I can say George Bush. This man supported the crack epidemic, the Daddy Bush. This man destroyed our communities under Reagan. Then the sun come through. Hurricane Katrina showed you what he thought about black people. I mean, I don't know. Hey, let me get out of there. It's late, Lo. But I want the people to know what we gonna do. And one thing could be, you know what? I was planning on going to a Hawks game, a Falcons game, but I'm gonna just go on social media. I'm gonna go to my bar with my boys and watch it at the bar. I'm gonna go to a black-owned bar and watch it. I'm not gonna go to the game until the NFL or let's just let the NFL know I ain't appreciate what they did.
So 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
That's better than all foot for Whitey. Cause right now that man got everything. Well, Master, I'm gonna get a second job, Master, because I don't think I'm paying you enough money.
Yeah.
And that thing we be before. Go ahead, Lo.
No, go ahead.
Another thing we gotta remember. We always talk about black folks selling out black folks.
Mm-hmm.
But you think ain't no Palestinians selling out Palestinians for a little extra food right now?
What's that got to do with us?
I'm saying
Nothing.
that's that.
Nothing.
That's
they doing it, so we can do it.
No, what I'm saying is we always try to highlight the worst of who we are. But that's a human trait. That ain't got nothing to do with being black.
That's true.
It's always gonna be a sellout.
No. That's America. Now, let's chill on that. You go to some of these other countries, they don't move.
You
like
think
Americans
Palestinians? They sell the Palestinians out for bread right now?
Listen. In times of war, anything can happen. You understand? But what I'm talking about is the whole thing about literally trying to bring your brother down and focusing on the negative. That's an American thing. That's by design.
That's a human thing.
That started in slavery. Just them trying to make us think that we are less. Okay, and it continues to this day because we have not. A lot of us have not tried to escape the matrix, so we still have that mindset. Or we don't want to escape the matrix. Or we don't want to learn.
What I was trying to highlight is we can't take human characteristics. We can't take negative human characteristics and assign to black people.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with that.
Human characteristics is human characteristics.
That's right.
But what's unique to black people and what's unique to us is unique to us. And when you look at the deficits or the bad things in our community, They are there because we're human and we're not perfect. And so when you assign us, oh, that's a black thing. Like, what are black jobs? What the fuck you mean? What's a black job, right? You basically saying that's for them.
I think to counter that though, man, I think where, and this is my opinion, but I think where the flaw of our people come in at in terms of, because I agree with you, it's a human thing, right? But when the the pedal meets the road, it just seems like we're way more willing to sell each other out faster than every other race will. And when it comes down
And I think
to
that's the narrative,
every
though.
other race, but that's why I said it seems like when push come to shove, they'll rally up with each other, and they be like, "Wait a minute," you know what I mean? Kind of how like we are with our true brother. You know what I mean? I may talk about him, but you can't talk about him. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
And
as a race, we don't seem to take that approach. Go ahead.
Because we don't have the momentum of memory. We've forgotten who we are and who our brother is.
Now,
We've
that's a
forgotten who
fact.
the enemy is.
Now that's a
And
fact.
so those are the things that give you the inspiration to stand up. When Jimmy Kimmel is suspended indefinitely, and my name is Patrick Jones, or my name is Rubio Cruz, I have a common bond with this person that I don't even have to acknowledge. It don't even have to be spoken, because this is wrong, right? I believe this is wrong. You understand that. I believe that we're on both sides of the aisle. We believe this is wrong. But when you don't have a momentum of memory, when your name is low, my name is Anthony Knight. That ain't my name. That's a white man name. I speak English because these people are savages, not because I want to learn English. So when you forget that you're dealing with a savage beast or a brute, and now if I remember that and I got the momentum of memory, that's the natural instinct. Just like this, if they're giving away free turkeys, man, the line around the door. Hey man, come get a free turkey. Now you say I'm giving away free education every Saturday. I'm gonna have the most prolific professors come here, and it's free, and it's for us. Or this NFL thing. If we know who we really are and who our enemy is, if we know who we are and we know who our enemy is, then we would have naturally said, you know what, that ain't right. I ain't going for that. Because that's what Muhammad Ali them had. That's what all these other brothers. They just not. Hey man, I see this every day. It's palpable. It's palpable. I can feel the racism. I see the racism. My daddy tell me about. My granddad tell me about the racism. And so when it's time for me to stand up, it's easy because I acknowledge who my enemy is. And the enemy of the black man is white supremacy. It's not the white man. And the one thing that keeps us from fighting against our enemy is the lack of knowledge of self, and that you my brother. We got to be unified. And there should be no it should be no black business to go out of business without black people supporting it.
I agree.
And until we get to that point, man, we're going to suffer. And as long as we suffering and a few niggas can get $1 million and kiki and kaka and drink whiskey. And I'm not saying don't do that, bro. But where you connected to your people at? What is you doing to change the outcome of black people so that you're not the exception? Every white person, Warren Buffett, the richest was at one point. You know how many people he trained to take his place? When he dies, it's going to be a fight over who's going to be the next CEO. Because there's so many people qualified.
Right.
What CEO don't train his predecessor?
That's real. That's real.
We got, you know what I'm saying? I got to bring my people with me. Hey man, I might be the first one, and I might be the first one there, but when I leave, it's going to be a bunch of niggas up in here. Hey, when I first came, it was Mick Jagger and Pink Floyd. Now it's goddamn Nelly and a Lil Jon at the Christmas party. You know what I mean? You see it in Atlanta, man. Atlanta is the Black Wall Street, bro. It's the
Indeed.
only place in the United States of America where black people are politically powerful, economically powerful,
Yeah.
educationally powerful, recreational powerful, right? And legal power. Fonnie Willis laid back in that chair and said she's drinking Grey Goose. She don't like all that way. And got reelected. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You got it's the only city with the longest mayor, black mayor, and consistently, right? You can't do business in the mayor, and you can't do business without dealing with somebody black along that food chain somewhere.
Facts.
And you got the HBCUs right there. It's the Black Wall Street. You got $1 million homes, all black communities, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And what I'm saying with that is, if we focused on that and making our circle bigger and better, which we're doing, we ain't got to worry about what they do.
You're right.
But the moment you leave that 285 and you go up there to Kennesaw, shit, you in a whole nother situation.
Real quick. Yeah.
They get real. So we just got to be unified, man. I say a lot, but I'm gonna stop. We just got to stick together and work it out till it's worked out.
Gotcha.
Work it out till it's worked out. If it ain't the way you want it, what you doing about it?
Facts.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's all. But y'all be peace, brother. I got to go to sleep and wake up early.
Yes, sir. Right. Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Take care.
All right, now. What's up, Kim? Yeah. So, Jose, let's go to topic you want to bring up. Go ahead, lead it in.
Oh, yeah. Let me, I always like to have, make sure that I have good notes so I can bring all the facts.
Okay.
There was a young lady named LaKayla Taylor. She was charged with homicide and other felonies after shooting outside a Foot Locker in East Point, Michigan. It happened on May 3rd, 2025. The shooting left 2 men dead and 2 others wounded. And this girl was only 19 at the time. And she's claiming self-defense. There's a video of her out, and her and her brother, and it looked like maybe a couple other people, they were walking up to the Foot Locker. There was a group of people that were in a Jeep. They got out. One of the guys had a gun. He started pistol whipping her brother. Then all 3 of the guys jumped on her brother. They knocked him to the ground. She runs to the car, comes back with the gun, and starts firing on the people that are attacking her brother. And I believe that the brother even maybe got shot somewhere. You know, he's okay, but to my understanding, he may have got shot as well in all the chaos of everything, because they were over top of him. The video shows them even trying to kick him in his head and everything. So I was very intrigued by the story, because I'm trying to figure out why the hell is she in jail? They gave her a $2.5 million bond.
Wow.
When there's a video out.
So is she charged with murder, malice murder? You know what the actual charge is?
Let me see.
You said this is Detroit?
Let me see. It says she retrieved a handgun from a car before shooting. She's charged with 2nd-degree homicide, assault with intent to murder, tampering with evidence. Her brother's charged with tampering with evidence for taking the other guy's gun. Because he grabbed the gun.
They left the scene?
They left the scene.
Okay. Well, that's a problem.
Yep. She shot him at close range. But my thing is, I have a right to defend myself or someone in my family.
So anytime you defend yourself, the key component of that is, you know, the way they're gonna see it, especially right then, is why'd you leave the scene? You know what I mean? If I did something in defense, I don't need to go anywhere. I need to be right here. You know, so I'm not hiding it. This is what happened. You know, now if they got the film, the footage, you know, there maybe more things come out. You know, was it a registered weapon? You know, was she allowed to carry a weapon? Was he allowed to carry a weapon? Were any of them felons? You know, all those things gonna play a part. As black folks are gonna come up with their criminal histories. What was her criminal history? What was his criminal history? Was he gang affiliated? I mean, there's a lot that's gonna have to come out, and I don't know the story, so I'm gonna have to look it up. But a lot has to come out in terms of what all the surrounding conditions were.
The gun was not registered.
Was it
That's
illegal?
one of the charges. I don't know that.
Yeah.
part.
So you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of variables that may come into play. Now I don't know if
Let me ask you this, because you said something. It was in East Point, Michigan.
Michigan.
And
Okay.
you said something that made my eye twitch a little bit.
Okay.
You said that they will need to look to see if there was gang affiliation and what type of record that they have. Let's say that does come into play. Why does it matter if someone is trying to attack you and they have a gun and they are jumping you? I don't care if I got 10 felonies, right? Now, the only thing I feel like I should be charged with is possession of the gun if I did have those 10 felonies. Why would it matter that I'm trying to protect myself and now my background, if there's camera footage as well, am I not, or let me rephrase the question, am I not allowed to protect myself now that I have a felony? I'm not saying she should have had a gun. They should have had a gun, but the gun was there. Thanks to Second Amendment.
So what I'm saying in terms of that is this. All those things you just pointed out, you're correct in terms of why do all those things matter, but that'll happen in a trial period where the actual case is on trial. But now we're talking about, your question was, why is she in jail? Why is there a $2.5 million bond? That's when those surrounding circumstances are in place. Who is this person? If it was a person that had no criminal history, no record, they had a legal right to carry a weapon, and they saw another person on the ground because you're allowed to fire a weapon to save your life or a third party's life. That's the way it's written. You can save your life or the life of a third party, right? So if she was saving the life of a third party, then again, I wouldn't have left the scene, right? Now it looks like I'm running from something. I wouldn't remove the weapons. That's where the obstruction comes in at. You know what I mean? So your picture, you have a pretty picture, but now you're putting a little dirt here, a little dirt there. So now we got to look at the totality of it. And this is how the law's going to look at it. Now you got to look at the totality of the case, and that's when the records come into play. They'll come into play. That's for any case. They're going to, for any bond, if you get arrested for, jaywalking, if you go to jail for it, they're going to look at your criminal history. What was your history? Based on, for anything you're going to go to jail, going to need a bond for, they're going to always pull up your record, and they're going to always see who you are and what's your threat to society, what's your chance of running, all those things. So that's why that stuff comes into play. When they go to actual trial, that's when the self-defense part of it can come into play. But in the meantime, this is just how it works. This is how it works.
But is it?
It is.
Because when Diddy was on trial, y'all pointed out how all these other white men did not get the same treatment.
Where's your comparison at to this?
I'm saying because I've seen, and I really should have looked that up, but I've seen cases where they don't just take these people to jail and give them no $2.5 million bond.
Take them to jail
when it's literally on camera.
So I'm confused with your comparison though. You just threw me off with the comparison.
Oh, okay.
Diddy went to jail. Well, other people didn't go to jail.
Here's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
That I feel like that because she is a young black woman, she does not have a record.
So you've confirmed she don't have a record?
That the first thing that I saw was that she did not have a record. That's one of the things that her lawyer was arguing.
Okay.
That trying to get the bond lowered. and they
Okay.
still would not lower the bond, right?
Okay.
But I'm saying that I watch a lot of those murder shows,
Okay.
and they don't always take those white people straight to jail after they murder someone, and or make their bond that high. I actually think we need to be. This is a girl that we need to be supporting. I really believe that.
So again, not knowing the full
Mm-hmm.
totality of the details, I'm just basing on what you just read,
Mm-hmm.
and so those are the things that automatically stuck out to me. You know what I mean? When you said obstruction, they removed the weapon. That's why I said that means they left the scene. I mean, I'm saying that these are things that the way that a court's gonna look at it is, if you're innocent of something, you're not gonna leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If it was self-defense, you know somebody just got shot, you know the police gonna get called. Don't make them have to come look for you. You know what I'm saying? I need to be right there.
She turned herself in though.
Okay, because she
I would
probably
leave,
knew
too.
there was gonna be a
I'm leaving too. If it's 3 people and they already came from my brother, how do I know more people won't be on the way?
I mean, if that's your
That happens fast.
If that's your argument, you know, then that's your argument. I'm just telling you how it's gonna be perceived.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's how it's gonna be perceived is that you were. It's just like you hit a car and you leave the accident to crime. You know what I mean? Well, they hit me first, but you left. So who looks guilty? The person that left. The person that was there could have been the one who was there who committed it, but if you left, they're gonna tell their version of the story, and that's the one they're gonna listen to because you left the scene.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying.
I agree,
Them leaving
but I
the
don't
scene,
agree with
and then her brother leaving the scene as well. So now both y'all left the scene, and you took the weapons, and you took the other person's weapon. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it just opens up windows of where these kind of things where, that's why is the bond extremely high? Of course. That's $2.5 million. They know they're not gonna raise it. You know what I mean? Unless they got, something, but I'm just saying the backgrounds play a part.
Right.
And so they're gonna still look at her brother's background, and then they're gonna say, well, you went to go get the weapon, so that meant you intended to kill him at that point. Well, no, I want to go get the weapon because I'm a female. I couldn't break them up. So that's the only thing I could, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be all about the interpretation at that point.
Yes.
But for right here and right now, you got to murder. Could they go back and look at it and say, well, we understand why you did it? Did they have to arrest her? Did they have to do this? Probably not. But I have to look at the totality of it. That's all.
I personally, I would have left. Now, a hit and run or me having a car accident, let me rephrase that. Me having a car accident is going to be totally different. But where I see, because word actually travels really fast when somebody gets shot.
Sure.
It travels very fast.
Sure.
I don't know who was going to show up. We had a case there was a case in Kentucky where these guys had a shootout. They were shooting each other. It was two groups of guys. 2 people were murdered. The police were there, and the news channel was there. While they're there, the girlfriends show up, and they shoot at one another. And one of them dies. Like, this is real when you're talking about some street shit that sometimes those situations are volatile. No, I'm not sticking around. If they've already tried to jump my brother, I'm not sticking around.
And and that has truth to it. But then it goes back to, so what is the involvement of your brother? Is there a gang affiliation? What, you know what I mean? I'm just saying all these things play a part in the decision process in terms of courts and the bonds and all those things. You know what I mean? As evidence comes out, I'm sure they're going to try to get a bond reduction hearing. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of things going, but in the initial, this is how they're going to just see it. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know this case well enough to be able to say, good, bad. I'll have to really look at it, but just based on everything you just read is all I'm basing it on. So, and if that's the case, I hope the best for the sister. If I would hope somebody, if 3 people were jumping on me, I hope somebody would go get the gun and do that.
Sure enough.
So you know,
Sure enough.
but you know, I hope for the best for him. I hope the best for him. Black in Business Live said keyword he said was unified. That's exactly what the keyword the brother said. Brother Knight said it was unified. That's something we have to do as a people. So, Jose, you got anything before I do this top 5?
Come on with the top 5.
Top 5. I'm gonna do something simple for y'all. I don't know where it came from. It just came off the top of my head. So that's what we're gonna go with. Give me your top 5 ice cream.
Ice cream.
Yep. Told you it came off the top of my head. Top 5
Oh
ice
my
cream.
gosh.
What's your top 5 ice
I'm
cream?
not a foodie like that.
You eat ice cream. You used to eat ice cream at some point. Top 5 ice cream. Dwayne, what you got, man? What's your top 5 ice cream, Dwayne? Give Jose time to think.
Yeah, give me time.
Ice cream. Butter pecan. Cookies and cream. Plain vanilla bean. Napoleon, don't eat the Neapolitan. And don't eat the pink. You mean the strawberry?
Wow.
Don't eat the pink.
I didn't know pink was a flavor. I guess it is. That's like Kool-Aid, red Kool-Aid.
Like red Kool-Aid. Reese's Cup Blizzard. Those are good. Those are good.
Okay. I like I'm still some of Dwayne's because I'm not a foodie like that. I like the butter pecan. I like some good strawberry. Some that has like the real chunks of strawberry in it.
Oh,
Those
yeah, you got
are
a real
good.
chunk of strawberry. It's really good.
I definitely
Top
like
5
chocolate.
ice cream, y'all.
I definitely like chocolate.
Okay.
There used to be an ice cream called Banana Split.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's still out, but that was
look at
good.
that right there.
Yeah. The Banana Split is all in one thing. Woo! And the last one, I actually had, this is not an ice cream flavor, but Andy's has this turtle banana split. When I tell you,
The foodie,
so if
the
you
foodie
think
you
about,
come out for that, huh?
yes, because it's got bananas on the side. It's got the ice cream in the middle. The ice cream has these big chunks of pecans on it, and caramel and chocolate. Woo, right there.
Right there. The foodie came out of it right there, Dwayne.
Yeah.
She got excited with that one.
Anybody know me? Know I'm a fruits and vegetables girl. Till I get in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
We get in the studio and things go down.
Then it goes down.
People be offering me food. You remember that guy, your cousin used to buy me wings? Used to buy wings every week.
Oh, yeah.
When I come in there.
I talked to him today, matter of fact. All right, Kim, what's up, Kim? Kim has turtle tracks, ice cream sandwiches, butter pecan, sherbet, and chocolate. What's your favorite sherbet, though, Kim? You got a favorite? I love sherbet. Let's see. Arnolina has chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, Neapolitan, chocolate marble. Chocolate marble is a good choice. Well, you can't support just off the rip. Support before you know the full story, what led to it, or why she did it. Got to make sure it was done for the right reasons.
Hey, you can see the video.
That's facts, Kiki.
I don't care what happened
She
before.
said, you see, you don't care what happened before?
I don't. Like, I'm serious. Like, it don't, whatever happened before to me is irrelevant.
Is it relevant at the
if
point?
you kicking my ass right now, you jumping me, you gotta like, I don't know how you justify, you know what I'm saying? But they might find a way.
What if her brother had murdered their brother or their sister or raped their sister?
It doesn't matter.
Still don't matter.
I'm saying it's still self-defense. Even if he did that stuff, they were supposed to go through the
In terms
law.
of supporting her, though.
They were supposed to go through
You
the
would
law.
still support her?
I would still support her because she didn't have anything to do with that. She was just helping her brother. Her brother can be wrong as outdoor. He need to go to jail if he did something that egregious. However, being 19
Mm-hmm.
and in that moment, seeing somebody with a gun and 3 people attacking her brother, I think she did the right thing. I really do. I don't want somebody to let me die. You know, they say I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Right.
So, no, I don't. Mm-mm.
No, I get it. I'm just saying to Kiki's point, in terms of supporting her and knowing the full story. That's why I said I would like to hear the full story as well.
I understand.
Just to kind of know what some of the backdrop is and, you know.
Because the law says that they're like, if they were trying to do street justice by coming to get him, right? Say he did something, they're still wrong. And what messed them up, which, is that all of it was on camera. And it shows them walking over to him.
Right.
And confronting him and beating him down. Kiki, have you seen it? The video?
While Kiki responds from number 1 fan. Wait a minute, hold on. My mom first. She got talents. What is talents? I'm not familiar with that one. Vanilla bean, chocolate, raspberry sherbet, lemon sherbet. Number 1 fan has Tillamook Neapolitan. Is that a brand? Tillamook? Haagen-Dazs green tea. There's a Haagen-Dazs green tea ice cream?
I had some green tea ice cream in
Really?
Thailand. And yeah.
Green tea ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever tasted green tea ice cream before.
China or Thailand?
Creamy mango. Ugh, I don't like mango. Chocolate bourbon turtle and rainbow sherbet. There you go. Now you got one I like.
That sounds delicious.
If we're leaving ice cream, I can add sweet frozen yogurt, mango, pineapple, chocolate, vanilla. All right. Yes, Tillamook is a brand. Okay. It's very specific. You must be really good when you can be specific with the brand.
Right.
It gotta be good. Kiki, did you answer her question, or did you hear her question in terms of did you see the video? That was your question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your ice creams, Kiki? All right, while I'm waiting on that, I have banana split. I have chocolate marble. I have the mixed sherbet. I love the mixed sherbet. When we go to places like, what's the hibachi place? When everybody they get their sherbet at the end. Boy, if you ain't eat your sherbet, boy, don't worry. I'll take care of it for you. Yeah, I love the mixed sherbet. This used to be my favorite, but I can't ever find it anywhere. The only place in Georgia that had it, because we used to have, we could always get this in Virginia. But in Georgia, you had to go to, what's the burger place, Dwayne? The old burger hot dog place downtown. You know, the real famous one, the Varsity. The only place they had in all the whole area was the Varsity. The only place you could get it at was the Varsity. It was lemon custard. I love lemon custard ice cream, but nobody else, you can't buy it anywhere. And the one at the store is not the same. It's not the same.
Did you look on Amazon? No, I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
You know, Amazon be having everything.
That's funny. And then my favorite right is Dolce de Leche. Dolce de Leche, man. Oof. I love it. I love it. But my honorary mention would definitely be the mixed sherbet. All right. Did he just fumble the ball? Derrick Henry fumbled.
You doing too much. Blow.
I got money on the line, man.
Doing
I'm
too
10-3 in
much.
this pool.
On the whole podcast.
If Baltimore wins, I went out right. And I didn't want to pick Baltimore because I hated it. But the person I'm playing, lady, she got Detroit. So this is the game right here. And this is for the money. This is for the money, Giselle.
Okay.
And they just fumbled the ball right here. And then look at this junk. If they don't, boy, they got to at least keep him out the end zone, man.
What we just tell you earlier?
I don't remember. About the protest?
Where my backup at, Mr. Knight?
Oh. Hey, it's gonna be a real protest. Maybe get football. Though, I ain't gonna lie. We all going to ride. Players too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, players too. We all riding. And we riding, dog. We ready to ride together. Cause football, man. I gotta have something. Good Lord, man, football. Sheesh. What do you do? I mean, what do you do? Man, you must have to just sit there and read.
Ain't no other sports. Are you serious?
What? I mean,
There's like
but they should all be this.
there's like hundreds of other sports. What are we talking about here?
Well, see, here's the thing. What Brother Knight's argument was with the Kaepernick thing. See, I can't support that.
You can't support Kaepernick?
Not to the point that I would protest football for it.
What about Shador?
Because I don't think Kaepernick.
What about Shador?
I don't believe his movement was genuine.
Oh wow.
Because if it was, it would have been the entire time. He wasn't a part of this movement until he was no longer starting. And that's been my argument, and I've said it on this podcast. That's been my argument for years. His movement started when he was on the bench. When he was a starting quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, taken to the Super Bowl, he wasn't taking a knee. It didn't happen until he was on the bench. So I just have a hard time just shutting down everything for that. You know what I mean? Because I don't know how. And then when he's had opportunities to speak up on his behalf to let us really know what's going on, and he stays silent. So it's letting other people do the talking for him. So I don't know how genuine you are because you don't say it. I need to hear from you. I need. And then when he did a little NFL thing, when I just can't ride with it. I couldn't protest on his behalf. It has to be something else. And he said it should do a thing. That would be more of an argument, but he ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be in the NFL. That's his lifelong dream. So
if
can do it.
If what the person is doing is right, if they're just because at the time he just took a knee, basically protesting what America was allowing to happen in our communities. And even if he was somewhere else when he was, you said that when he was starting, were all the protests going on when he was starting?
No.
Okay, so if he decided
he started his basically this protest came when he started taking a knee.
Right.
And it got seen by a media member, and then they blew it up.
Mm-hmm. But I thought we already had protests going, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
And then the idiot in charge made his and this guy Kaepernick, he should be fired. When he made that statement, then it went wow.
Right.
Because they wanted to please this guy.
Right.
And so then it was like, oh yeah, we need to fire Kaepernick. And then it became this movement. And then it became the knee thing. And then it became we stand with Kaepernick. And then it became everybody taking a knee during the national. You know what I mean? It became a movement only after the dumb in charge made a statement and made it and blew it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now Kaepernick was doing this protest apparently on his own. But again,
is that leadership?
What do you mean? Was what leadership?
Him deciding that that's what he wanted to do.
He was doing it on his own, though.
I know.
He was doing it on his own for his own personal purpose.
Right.
It wasn't a movement.
But it turned into a movement because he said, this is what I'm standing for.
It turned into a movement.
Or the opposite. This is what I'm kneeling for.
But here's the thing. It turned into a movement after it was questioned. When one photographer caught him taking a knee and then asked a question, and then, boom, he took that moment to say, I'm taking a knee for this reason, whatever the case may be. So, great movement. You know what I mean? But to me, it wasn't enough for me to say, okay, I'm scrap. There's some teams I would scrap. You know what I mean? Like I never really cared for the Cowgirls anyway, but I have no respect for their owner and the organization after what they did. You know what I mean? But But to me, it wasn't enough. I'm not I'm not following no man anyway. But I just don't think if you are going to be a leader, you step up and you say what you're fighting for. You make us. You mean he didn't do that. So,
but he did. He used his position. He used his position.
He used his position as a
to
bench
make a
warmer.
statement.
No, he used his position as a bench warmer.
What difference do it make, though?
It's a big difference between using your position as one of 32 starting quarterbacks. There's only 32 starting quarterbacks in the entire world. 32 of them. Period. There's 90 something backup quarterbacks. You were the starting quarterback of a Super Bowl team. If you want to use your position, that's when you do it. That's when you do it. You don't when you're just a backup.
I have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure there was some stuff going on during that time.
It's not top 5 ice creams you want to eat right now. It's top 5 ice creams, your top favorite ice creams at any time, Kiki. She's too much watching her figure.
Exactly, Kiki. I feel you. That's why I said I ain't no foodie.
You don't say you feel when you got all
I ain't no foodie.
emotion with your ice cream pit a minute ago. It's too late now. We saw how you got all riled up. But go ahead. What's your question?
I would have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure there was some stuff going on during that time, and
it wasn't.
There was, and that's why he took a knee.
Oh, it was because of police. It was police shootings.
Exactly, the police brutality.
Right.
And to say like, oh, when he was starting, well, maybe it wasn't such a big.
They didn't start shooting. They didn't start police brutality.
That's not fair. No, that's not fair. That's not fair because a lot of us have not marched on every single thing that has went down against black people, right? But some of us. When Trayvon got murdered, people came out and started, tried to protest. When George Floyd was killed, people came out and tried to it's not always, again, we're not always consistent, but if you have a platform and you put your neck out there, whether you are starting or not, and jeopardizing your career, I still think that's a leader, and I don't think that it's fair to take away from him. Because you were this or that. Because anybody, I feel like I don't have to be a starting quarterback to put my neck on the line.
I didn't say I take away. It's not taken away from him.
Okay.
I said my position is I don't feel like it was as genuine as it would have been if he did it when he was the starting quarterback. When you really now have a true, loud, visible, powerful voice. And when you were the starting quarterback leading your team to a Super Bowl, if you would have said those things then, number one, it would have garnered way more attention. Because what we do as fans, as people in the fandom world, you ride with the winners. And if I'm winning, I'm leading my team to a Super Bowl, and I'm saying that I'm taking a knee, you're going to gain way more attention as opposed to I'm the third guy on the depth chart and I'm probably not going to be on this team anymore anyway. It's not the same. Your voice is not nearly as strong. It's not nearly as powerful. If Lamar Jackson protested right now, he's the 2-time league MVP. If he said, I'm taking a knee, you think they ain't going to say no BS to him. If you thought Tom Brady or all these great, especially on the white side, if they want to protest, they want to make a stand, this is when you do it. I'm just saying right now, I don't think it held the same weight. That's just my opinion. I just don't think it didn't hold the same weight.
But it helped with the movement.
It did.
Okay.
It did.
Okay.
But not enough where people was gonna,
enough to where they tried to they blackballed them.
Yeah. Sort of, kinda. They did blackball them.
I support the people that put their neck on the line.
The reality
I've already said
that. If the dude that was called himself the president at the time had never said nothing, it wouldn't have been nearly a bigger issue. When he made it an issue, then it became a black-white issue. That's what it turned into. Mm-hmm. And that's why all the black folks started rallying, because it was a black-white issue now.
Right.
It wasn't about the reason he was taking a knee anymore. You know what I mean? It was, he disrespecting the flag. And you know how they get when they start talking about the flag. You know what I mean? That's what it became. He disrespecting the flag. If he's not an American, if you don't like America, go back. That's what it turned into.
Yeah.
It was no longer about the reason he was doing it. You know what I mean? So it just took away so much. So anyway, that can be an all night conversation.
That's why you see I'm not saying anything.
Yeah,
Because I have a whole lot to say, but I'm not gonna say it. Cause we gotta get out of here. I gotta use the
get outta
restroom too.
Yeah. So anyway, Jose, where can they follow you?
At Jose Sunray on everything. On TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. My YouTube's very lacking, but you can still follow it.
All right, Jose Sunray. Hey man, Classic Conversations, JT and Low.
And Jose.
And we'll be back next Monday night. Congratulations early to JT and the success of the play. I know it's gonna be a hit. Sure wish I could have been there to go on the island to hang out, but I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. And with that being said, we'll see y'all next week. We out. Peace.
Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. It's Classic Konversations with JT and Low. You never know which way to rap. The record's gonna go. Classic